Hi, I'm Lindsay. This is Maverick, and I'm going to be tacking him up today. So we're going to start with the saddle pad. There's a tag on it that helps me know that this is the part that goes in front. I'm going to open it up, gently toss it up on his back. The front of the saddle pad goes right over his withers. You always want to start even a little bit higher than you may need to, because you can always slide everything back, which goes with the grain of their hair, rather than sliding it forward against the grain of their hair, which is not comfortable. My second pad is a half pad. So the sheepskin side goes against the horse. This pad is going to go against the saddle. The whole ridge is in the back. The little ridge that goes over his withers is in the front. Kind of line that up nicely with the saddle pad. Next is my saddle. This is a nice jumping saddle. I lift up the top, I gently set this on his back. All right, I kind of just position it where it wants to go. I don't move it too much. I'm just gonna tuck this strap right in. Really important part here, I'm gonna put my hand under the saddle pad, which includes the half pad, and I'm gonna push that right up against the saddle, right in that little hole, because once I do up my girth and I get on my horse, I don't want the saddle pad and half pad to put pressure on his withers. So I want to keep that nice and high. My left hand actually pushes down on the saddle as I use my right hand to lift the pads up and in that hollow spot. Because if you just lift up and don't push down on the saddle, the whole thing comes up and goes down. Push down on the saddle when you lift up on those pads. Now I have a girth with one side elastic and the other side non-elastic. The non-elastic side is going to go on the right side of the horse. So since I know my horse and how my girth fits, I'm going to start on hole 3. If you don't know, it's always a good idea to start on the first hole. You do the first and the third billet. And this middle billet you want to just leave out. This is always in case one of these two were to break, you have an extra for safety. Under the saddle here, just to take a peek, this is a knee block and this is a thigh block. Again, this is an Amerigo deep jumping saddle, so I have a knee block and a thigh block to keep my leg in place when I'm jumping. We'll go around the front. Make sure we're positioned good over here. I'm going to ask my horse to move over, get him a little straighter. Tuck my strap in. I don't actually put it around the billet because I don't need to. If I had a saddle that slipped or a pad that slipped, then I would actually put it around the billet for extra security. Again, make sure my saddle didn't slip at all. Look at the position of my saddle. My seat should be pretty flat. If I were to put a ball in it, it should drop right and stay centered in the middle of the seat. You want to make sure your saddle isn't tipped forward or tipped back. That would put uneven pressure on the panels, which are under the saddle. He looks good. He's decently square. He has pressure on all 4 legs. You want to make sure that a horse doesn't have one leg hitched when you're tightening the girth. If they have a leg hitched, they actually are dropping a hip, which makes the horse's back uneven. And when you do up the girth with a horse's back that's tilted, your saddle's not going to be straight. So it's very important to make sure all 4 legs are on the ground and your horse is decently straight before you tighten up the girth. I take my girth straight across, make sure I don't go up or back, straight across. Again, first and third hole. I'm just going to put it on the first hole to start. Again, first and third billet. First hole, make sure this is untucked, and there we go. My saddle's all set.